So what I came up with was 6 different core commitments that I've observed over the years that our best clients and most successful clients embody, and the same things that I expect and the same values I uphold for myself as being a client of other coaches, and the things that I know if I uphold will put me in a significantly greater position to be successful. Whether you're considering working with a coach and you know what is expected of you, and or if you're not where you want to be with your health, with your fitness, with your business, with your finances, then I think these are very relevant commitments to make to yourself, to your team, to your family, that can help you get from where you are now to where you want to go and ultimately bridge the gap. So what's going on, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Nutrition Made Simple show. Excited for our quick conversation today. In case you don't know me, my name's Ben Brown. I'm the owner and head coach here at Body Systems. We're an online nutrition and fitness coaching company. But what we really do is we help high-performing and highly driven men and a few brave women build unshakable confidence and limitless self-belief, so that they can be magnetic in their life, so that they can attract the things that they want, the things that they deserve by virtue of their actions and the people that they surround themselves with. And that's what I want for you guys. And in today's conversation, this is a product of me having to take a hard look in the mirror, because today we're talking about the 6 core commitments of successful clients. Now, I believe very firmly that coaching is a two-way street. Success with coaching in any arena, whether it be financial coaching, whether it be business coaching, whether it be health and fitness coaching, whether it be sport performance, is certainly a two-way street, right? You, as a potential client, need to show up. You need to be committed. You need to obviously do the work. And then similarly, your coach needs to give you the tools and the support and the accountability and the structure to allow you to perform at your best. And that's what we try and do here in our Prime Fit coaching program and with our Body Systems company. But like I said, this was a product of me having to take a hard look in the mirror, because right now I'm working with 2 different coaches, basically 2 different business coaches. One high level in terms of kind of our brand identity, who we are, what we stand for, how we communicate, how we nurture our clients, and really how we differentiate ourselves candidly. And then secondly is a bit more in the weeds of business coach in terms of the day-to-day logistics of sales, of strategy, of communication, of marketing, and on and on and on. And the impetus here was me being a little frustrated lately around the progress that I was not experiencing and have not been experiencing in business, and feeling a bit resentful with my coaches, and taking a step back and coming to the realization that it's not my coach's responsibility to ensure that I'm being successful. It is my responsibility 100% to do the things that I need to do to put myself in the best possible position to be successful. And this is where I had to step up and acknowledge that I probably have not been upholding my end of the bargain. I have not been communicating in the ways that I know I could and should. I have not been expressing my concerns to my coach. I have not been putting in the time and energy and effort that is going to help me level up my business. And oftentimes we absolve ourselves of these responsibilities and we try and rationalize things, and we tell ourselves stories around why we're not where we want to be. And again, very candidly, I felt like that's what I was doing. And so me being one who takes extreme ownership, or committed to taking extreme ownership over everything I do, then that is something that I've committed to. And by virtue of me committing, I realized that it probably would be worth having a conversation with our clients around the expectations and the agreements that we put forth in our coaching business for what constitutes success, right? As a client, I want to ensure that you're putting yourself in the best possible position to be successful. And I want to make sure that I'm showing up as the best possible coach and creating the best possible coaching experience that I can. And so, what I came up with was 6 different core commitments that I've observed over the years that our best clients and most successful clients embody, and the same things that I expect and the same values I uphold for myself as being a client of other coaches, and the things that I know if I uphold put me in a significantly greater position to be successful. And I wanted to share those with you because I think it's relevant, whether you are working with a coach or not, whether you're considering working with a coach and you know what is expected of you, and or if you're not where you want to be with your health, with your fitness, with your business, with your finances, then I think these are very relevant commitments to make to yourself, to your team, to your family, that can help you get from where you are now to where you want to go and ultimately bridge the gap. So let's talk through these. First and foremost is to be prepared. To be prepared. So for our clients, this means showing up on their calls, scheduling calls if and when they need it, submitting their weekly check-in forms, and taking time to answer the questions that are in their weekly check-ins for their own benefit. Yes, this is for me too as their coach, but almost as important is for them to acknowledge what they're doing and not doing that's contributing to their success. Are they tracking data? Are we leveraging data to make informed decisions? And what are the insights that we're gathering from the data? We're not just tracking calories. We're not just tracking our budget. We're not just tracking scale weight or circumference measurements just to have it. It means something. And do you know what it means? Do you know how we're interpreting the data so that you can have autonomy over this process and advocate for yourself? Because the more clarity that you bring, the more value that you get. And so the clients that do the best are prepared when they come to calls. They have questions ready to go, and or they've sent questions ahead of time, right? Save yourself time and energy so that we don't just, I'm not here to just have a conversation for 30 minutes or an hour. I am here to give you exactly what you need to move the needle and nothing more. Of course, I am civil. Of course, I'm connected with you. Of course, I want, to have those meaningful conversations, and we do. But at the end of the day, a lot of the men and women that we work with have a lot of stuff going on. And I don't want to waste your time. And you obviously don't want to waste mine, to the degree that let's get in what we need and nothing more. What are we addressing? Where do you need support? Here's what to do next. Is that reasonable for you? Yes, no, yes. Okay, great. Let's go. No, what do we need to tweak? Okay, is that reasonable? Yes, let's go. That's it. Be prepared. Number 2, be consistent. This is not about perfection. This is easily one of the biggest kind of barriers for a lot of the clients that we work with, is we have this all or nothing mindset of, I want everything to be perfect. And frankly, that's why you're still stuck playing the yo-yo dieting game, or not doing all of the things that you think you need to be doing, and just thinking you just need to try harder, or you just need to wait for the perfect time. This is not about being perfect. It's about following through. In our particular case, it's about going through periods of tracking your food, tracking your habits, committing to your workouts, and making sure we're communicating around what level of workouts and frequency and duration of workouts is appropriate for you. And then, of course, like I mentioned, your check-ins. At the end of the day, reps build momentum, reps in all capacity. Yes, reps in the gym, but reps of waking up on time, reps of getting up and drinking a glass of water, reps of just committing to getting your steps in. And over time, you're slowly and progressively building evidence that, and self-belief that you are the type of person that you say that you are, and adopting this new identity of someone that is rooted in new behaviors. That's what we want for you. That's what's a requisite. Number 3, be honest. Coaching only works if you're real about what's going on. And too often, this is me 100%. When I get challenged, when I feel like I'm struggling, when I feel like I'm not upholding my end of the bargain, I retreat. And oftentimes I'll make up stories in my head trying to acknowledge why the program is not the right fit for me, when it's me who's responsible for the outcome, not my coach. It's very hard for me to acknowledge that, and having to be brutally honest with myself over years of having coaches, some better than others. But at the end of the day, it's being honest with yourself and looking in the mirror and saying, am I showing up in the way that I can, should, am I truly kind of committed to this process? And if and when you're struggling, because you're going to have struggles, say it, right? What are you feeling resistance around? Help me understand that. Help your coach understand that so that they can talk you through it. They can support you. They can give you tools, right? They can shine light on those blind spots. You don't have to hide. And there's nothing wrong with you if you're experiencing and when you're experiencing resistance. Too often I get messages from guys saying, I know what to, and when I haven't heard from them in a while, I know what to do. It's on me. I just need to do better, yada, yada. That's not helpful, right? Because if what you think you need to do, if you're not doing the things that you think you need to do, and you're still stuck playing the same game, then clearly what you think you need to do isn't realistic for you. And this is where we need to have a conversation. You need to be open and honest with your coach around here's what I'm struggling with so that we can give you tools and options. It's just about being honest and not hiding. And as guys, that's a tough one. Number 4, be curious. This learning opportunity, this process is a feedback loop. It's an ongoing feedback loop. And so often I talk about how this is not about calories and macros and weight and circumference measurements and six-pack abs. Like, yes, those are all great and help us move the needle. But this is about learning behaviors and new behaviors and reflecting on old behaviors and changing feedback loops around a stimulus and a response and create and inserting logic and reason in between those two, in between the stimulus and the response. So this is not just about following orders and following a meal plan and following a set of macros or adhering 100% to the workouts. It's being an adult, it's being responsible, it's being honest, and it's noticing patterns, and it's learning how to, like I said, leverage data and think like a scientist so that you can develop self-mastery. And as we always talk about autonomy, you are an adult. I want you to develop the skills and tools to be autonomous and make the best decisions for you during, given the circumstances, not have to rely on someone else to tell you what to do. Number 5, be engaged. Like I said, I'm not going to chase you down. And you should not ever, in my opinion, ever expect a coach to chase you down, to have to check in with you, to wait to hear from them. Again, you are a grown adult. We are not your parents. I am not your mother. I have no desire to nag you. And frankly, if you ever come and work with me, when you come and work with me, you will realize very quickly, like, I'm not going to chase you down, but I will give you all of the tools that you need to be successful, all of the tools that you need to communicate, to take ownership, to lean in, to develop responses, to provide feedback, and the comfort and security and judgment-free zone to ask for help. But unless you ask, I can't know that there's anything wrong with what's going on, and it's simply just going to delay your progress. This is where the community comes in play, the level of accountability that we provide. And frankly, again, the clients that are most successful here are the ones that engage the most, that are communicative, that engage with me, that ask questions, that are inquisitive. And the more that you engage in any arena, the more that you grow, the more that you learn, the more feedback you receive, the faster that learning curve becomes. Number 6 is you have to be invested. You probably understand as much as I do that you get what you pay for. And if you've ever downloaded a free guide, if you've ever gotten a free program, or if you've invested maybe $27 a month or $99 a month for a program versus $500 a month, your level of commitment is going to be very different for those two things. That in and of itself is a major differentiator with the clients and their levels of success. And I wish it wasn't, but it is. It's really like the more you pay attention at the end of the day. And so you have to put yourself in a position to acknowledge that that is a relevant factor in this game. And if you're not invested enough relative to your income, relative to your comfort level, and investing beyond that level of comfort has to be just enough to make you uncomfortable enough to almost force you to commit at a different level so that you can get and see the return on that investment. And any business owner thinks that way. And that's the way we need to think around our health and fitness, because you're not here to go through another BS program. You're not here to dabble. You are here to make change. And that means showing up with your time, your energy, your focus, and skin in the game so that you can own it. Now, I hope that those have resonated with you. Those are my 6 core levels of commitment that I've been thinking through and that I have committed to my coaches, because I know that I can be showing up more consistently, more prepared, more powerfully, more honest. I could be more curious and certainly be more engaged. I am very, very invested in my coaching at this point. So now it's just about the rest of those factors. Again, hope this has resonated with you in whatever coaching capacity you're invested in right now. If you have been considering working together and you want to have a conversation around what that might look like, if you're ready to commit to no BS nutrition and strength and conditioning program that is going to ultimately help you build unshakable confidence and limitless self-belief and build magnetism in your life, again, so that you're attracting the things that you want and repelling the things that you don't. That is what we do. We're not here to give you a set of macros or a cookie cutter meal plan or a BS exercise program. We will give you the individualized feedback and programming that you need to ensure your success. And assuming you're following these core commitments, you're going to be incredibly successful. If that's you, you want to have a conversation around what that looks like, just hit me at the link in the show notes. We'll schedule a nutrition strategy call, and I'll look forward to speaking with you then. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll look forward to catching you in the next episode. And of course, if this resonated with you, do me a favor, leave us a review, a 5-star rating review in iTunes, and share this with someone whom you think might benefit.